Walking over to the Jeep, you guys can see I've got the coming inside of the X4 Pro from Pomoly. The reason why, check this out. Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is yet again another behind the scenes on a camping trip for my other channel, Lone Wolf 902. The reason why I'm doing this behind the scenes footage is because you guys are really enjoying it and it offers me a little bit more explanation as to where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I brought with me for gear and all of that kind of stuff. So I just 4x4'd out here in the Jeep with Boomer to a location that I've never been to before. I've got this beautiful lake right behind me. Lake front, 2 thumbs up. I've got the Jeep, I've got the awning set up. I brought a dome style tent from Pomoly. So I'm just gonna touch on some of the gear in the beginning of this video on what I brought, give you guys a little bit of a rundown, look at our campsite. I've taken a little bit of a break from filming my other video, obviously, where I jumped on this camera. And I'm just gonna take that opportunity just to kind of show you guys what I'm doing before I jump back into filming. So this is kind of a behind the scenes of filming and a behind the scenes of what did I bring and why did I bring it? So let's go have a look. All right, so first of all, walking over to the Jeep, you guys can see I've got the Overland Vehicle Systems awning set up, and this thing is absolutely beast. This thing is the best awning that I've ever used, and I've had a lot of awnings. I purchased this with my own money because I got tired of the poor craftsmanship from all the other awnings. Rhino rack, batwing is what I'm talking about. Just horrible. So I ended up purchasing this because it is monstrous. I mean, look at how well built this thing is. That runner is all aluminum. Very, very, very solid. There's also a track here if you want to add on basically an addition. So if you want to add on another wall that they have as an accessory, there's a zipper underneath of all of these little awning pieces. So you can actually add accessory walls and even turn this into a full-size tent. But look at the aluminum up here. Like, this is incredible. I can almost hang off of this. No joke, guys. I'm not going to because I don't want to risk bending this piece here, but this is very, very, very strong. Looking at the awning, just come right in here. I mean, this right here is stunning. That is something that you do not see on a lot of other awnings. It's all aluminum, and all of this black here is steel construction. On the Rhino rack batwing that I had, all of that was plastic, and even these stays were actually, quite literally, these poles. Just round, cheap, tubular, no strength to it. This Overland Vehicle Systems is rectangular aluminum, incredibly strong, and that bracket system is all steel. Incredible. This thing is super, super strong. What that means is if I were to set this up as I just did in the wind, and while you're setting it up, obviously you don't have the guy lines guide out, which are done right now, and the poles set up. So when this is set up just like that, the wind can come underneath and want to flip it over. The way that that system is all steel and aluminum, and these are rectangular, not tubular, it actually prevents it from folding over and completely damaging itself, which is exactly what happened to my Rhino rack batwing awning. Both of them, I should mention, I had 2, and they failed horribly. So, Overland Vehicle Systems, as you guys can see right there. This is a 270 awning. It is short. I want to say it's probably maybe 6 foot, maybe 6 foot in length. 2-door Jeep, so I think maybe 6 foot in length. Super easy to pack up, very, very durable. Coming into the Jeep, having a look at this here. I do have one of these tailgate tables that I installed. I love that thing, works so good. And then in the back of the Jeep, I have not unpacked a whole lot of anything yet. I'm literally just taking a break. So for the fridge, this is from Vivor. I don't know the exact model, but it is an awesome little fridge. This is the fridge that I also use in my van. So right now I have it in the Jeep, just came out of the van. We've got the Solar Play large battery unit. This is a 2400 watt system. I do have a review of this battery on Lone Wolf 902 if you guys want to check that out. But coming in here, you guys can see we are 91%, outputting 0 watts right now, 99 hours of remain time. This was 95% when I had left my location this morning to come out camping. And right now, I actually shut the fridge off. So we'll turn that back on. I shut that off because I want that compressor to come on so I can show you guys. I have it set to 1 degree Celsius and it's actually staying cold, so it won't kick on right now. So still outputting 0. But what I've been finding is it only goes up to about 20 watts of usage once it's down to temperature. So it's down at 1% right now. If it goes up to 2 or 3, the fridge will kick on, bring it back down to 1 and then shut off. It only takes about 5 minutes to do that, not even, sometimes only 2 minutes. So that fridge, in these current temperatures, will last a number of days. So that's the back of the Jeep there. I also have my scuttle system here, which I'm going to get set up. I've got the pan for it back there. It needs to be cleaned. I got that. The remote line is down in this bag, actually. Oh, no, it's not. It might be somewheres in here. I don't know. We got a kind of a little bit of a mess. Might be, oh, there it is. So I got the remote line way up here. This is a diesel heater air inlet because I actually do run the diesel heater with the Jeep when I go out, and I don't have the rooftop tent on anymore, but I do still use it in a tent, or will be using it in the winter. But this is a remote line that goes to the scuttle system. So we'll be getting that hooked up very shortly and cooking dinner on that. Let's go have a look at the tent. So we got all kinds of things in there. Like I said, let's go take a look at the tent and have a look in here. I've got this microphone that I'm wearing right now, trying to keep it upwards. It's kind of getting flopped all over the place because I am wearing a long sleeve shirt, but it is getting a little bit warm out, so I might actually change into some lighter clothing. Who knows? For the camera today, like I kind of mentioned before, I'm rocking the Canon R5 4K bomb of a camera. Love that thing. Mirrorless, so very, very small, very compact. For the tent today, you guys can see we're rocking a Pomoly dome tent. This is the Pomoly X4 Pro. It has the vent, so you guys can see these triangle windows here for ventilation. The non-pro version does not have those vents. It's just a solid tent. The only mesh is kind of the doors and then the kickstand vents. This pro model is extremely awesome for fall transitional seasons because all of the mesh around there, this breeze coming off the lake is going literally through the tent. All right, so coming inside of the X4 Pro from Pomoly, it is definitely a large enough tent for one person, even 2 people. Now there's no wood stove in here. There is a stove jack directly above my head where the wood stove would go. So I am essentially kneeling right where the stove goes. I did bring a very nice elevated insulated cot. And I picked this guy up off of Amazon. That's the brand name right there. It does have a side pocket. It has a built-in pillow, which is incredible, but it has a side pocket here for organization, for keeping my phone situated in there, and a couple other things. The cot is awesome. It is super, super comfortable. Very happy with this investment. I'll be using this in the wintertime as well. And later on, I'm going to be bringing my table in here, probably placing it there, and my chair as well. That way I can kind of do morning coffee in the tent. And if it does turn to rain, I have a large enough shelter here that I can come in and out and do what I need to do. Now, I did not bring the floor, so it is just dirt today. This tent does have a snow skirt all the way around. The outside, I placed rocks out there just to keep the snow skirt down so bugs won't come in. So essentially right now, there is a bug up there flying around because I've got the door open. But once I close this door where it is summertime, it is buggy. I hope this area will stay bug free. It does have an inner tent that you can get as an accessory, but the problem with that is it literally cuts the tent in half. So right now, the size of this tent, I have the full run of it. And if I were to put the inner in there, half of that tent would be mesh and half would be open floor, which isn't really what I'm looking for today. So I just decided to leave it out and go with that. But you guys have a really good look at that. And this beautiful epic view that I've got looking out at the lake. So that's just a quick look at some of the gear. Now driving out here, it was quite a long drive. And like I said, I had no idea where I was going. No idea what the landscape was going to look like. I was flying the drone and getting all kinds of footage for the other video. But when I got out here, I was so happy with what I found because I wasn't even going to stop here. The location that I had marked on my map was probably another 5 kilometers away. I came in this spot and I said to myself, nope, definitely staying here. This is going to be home for the night. We'll check out the other spots maybe tomorrow or a different day in a different video. But coming down to this lake, I had no idea I was going to find a campsite on the water, because on GPS satellite, you can't even see this. It's so treed in that it doesn't even show up as an opening. Literally drove by, saw the road. I knew there was a lake there because I could see the lake on my GPS. So once I saw the road there, I said, you know what, let's take a look at it. Right on the water. So check out this view. All right, so coming down to the lake, a little bit of a boat launch here that some people have made. And we have just an incredible view. Very cloudy, the sun's starting to come out, so it's a little contrasty, but the cool thing, or another cool point, I should say, there is a stream, a freshwater stream running out of the lake all the way down here. So there actually used to be a road. So this used to be a bridge stretching across. And yeah, there's some running creek water over here, so I can actually hear the creek babbling from the tent. So when I'm inside the tent, I can hear some running water, which is excellent. And then there's another little road. ATVs kind of made this little road going up and around, as this bridge was destroyed many years ago by the looks of it. So coming through here and back up to the campsite, there is some fresh running water that I can collect. Not that I need to collect water out of there. I have plenty with me, and I do have a filter as well and the lake. But there is some water there. If I did want to collect it, it is running. So looking in this other area here, there's been so many people that have come here that there is another fire pit just off over here. The area is cleared out, which is awesome. You can literally come here, like you could bring a van in here and it can actually get in this location, no problem. And it's level enough where the tent is that you can actually park there, and it's crown land, so you can stay here up for like 14 days without moving. There's even spots in here for tent, hammocks. I mean, this is incredible. Awesome location. So I love doing stuff like this, getting out in the woods, 4x4ing, going down some trails. Some of the roads in here were quite nasty, but there are alternate routes that I did find that the van can get down. So that's why I mentioned the van. I may be coming out here and doing an extended stay, who knows? But yeah, this is incredible. The woods out here are awesome. There's loads of trails that are leading off here. So to use this as like a base camp area to basically park and then hike in, doing some backpacking trips, maybe all the way to the other side of the lake, would be pretty awesome. All right, so I'll touch on the Jeep very, very quickly for those of you who may be new to the channel, or maybe, I don't know, maybe someone has not seen the Jeep yet. It is a 2-door, obviously, 4x4. It does have a 2.5-inch lift, I believe, maybe a 3-inch lift. I can't remember what I actually put in there. It was a long time ago. But it is lifted, obviously aftermarket front bumper, aftermarket grille. The Jeep is basically Lego of off-road vehicles. It has been totally customized and overhauled. Looking very, very good. So a lot of aux beam lighting. Every single off-road light that you guys are seeing is from aux beam. I do have rock lights underneath of it as well in the color of white, I believe, and the interior I did red. So there's a whole bunch of interior lights red. It is all running on an aux beam switch panel, and I'll take a look inside of here. Show you guys, it is a tiny bit messy in here. All of the camera and camping gear. Drone, another lens for my camera. Yes, broken windshield. It wouldn't be a Jeep unless the windshield was broken. And there's the aux beam switch panel right there. So I've got that mounted up there. And I do have interior lights. You guys can see one of the red lights right there and one of the red lights in there. I do not take my top off, obviously, because I have a very large roof rack up there and some side window steps and window protection as well built into the roof rack. But there are also little lights way down there, so I can light up the entire cab, lights up red at nighttime while driving, checking out maps and stuff like that. So that's just a little bit of information on the Jeep. I'm not going to get into much of brands and equipment of this and that. Maybe if people are interested, that could be a video for the near future. I do get asked a lot about this rear rack here, and I actually get asked a lot about the roof rack brand. Everything that I have on my Jeep I found on Amazon.ca. So I imagine if you guys are in the States, Amazon.com would have the same and more, because I usually find Amazon.com actually has a lot more products than Amazon.ca for some strange reason. But the wind is starting to kick up right now, quite a bit actually. Hopefully I get some weather. A little bit of rain would be really nice. But I want to get back to filming for my other channel, and I'll catch up with you guys probably in just a minute once I'm cooking and doing a little bit of other things. So catch you in a minute. All right, guys. So in a flash of a second, it's actually many hours later, I'm back. So as you guys can probably tell from the sunshine kind of cutting down through the trees, it is much later. Supper just finished up. Excellent, super stuffed. I had the wok, or I want to say the wok, the giant pan that goes to the scuttle. I had that cooking some chicken, some bok choy, rice, and a whole bunch of other things. I cooked up some unseasoned chicken for Boomer as well, so no garlic or anything like that on it. So just finished up with supper. The sun is setting. It is not raining. I've got firewood prepped and ready. I just want to show you guys this scene because walking into the Jeep area camp is looking pretty epic, and I have some new products I want to share with you. So let's just walk through camp, give you guys this vibe. All right, guys, so standing out here on these rocks, it is incredibly bright, that sun getting low, bouncing off the water. I bet the sunset out here this evening is going to be incredible. So I'm going to be ready for that. The campfire is directly up there. So once I get that fire lit, I'll be able to sit on the opposite side and watch that sunset hopefully materialize. This is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful location. Boomer has been chasing squirrels and frogs. I'm staring at a big frog right now. It just jumped in the water. I was hoping to get it on camera, but it's at the very bottom right now. It's only about 6 inches deep, but it's sitting on the bottom because it's scared of Boomer. So if it comes back up, we will try and get him on camera. It's just below the surface, but wow, coming out here, incredible. I'm actually not too terribly upset that it did not rain. I mean, I would like it to rain, but the sunset's looking like it's going to be really good. So let's make our way back up to the camp, and we'll talk about a couple new products that I've received, and they are absolutely phenomenal. Very happy to use them out on this camp. So let's head back up. Of this frog through the water. You guys can see him right down there. He's actually pretty big. Doesn't look very big on camera, but he's about the size of my palm. Just chilling out down there. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. His face right there on the rock. I'm leaning over with the camera, trying not to spook the other frog. But there he is. You see his eye. It's kind of poking out. All right, so as I'm standing here on this rock where I just showed you the frog, I'm actually seeing more. There's a big one over there. There's another big one way over there. There's another big one. There's two big ones right here in front of me. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on here. Cool. Later on this evening, I'll probably come out here with my headlamp and flashlight. And this little boat launch area, I bet, is going to be swamped full of fish, which will be interesting to see what kind of species are in here. So far, what I saw, it looked like perch and bass, I think. But we'll know later on this evening once the kind of the larger minnows, the 6 to 10 inch fish, kind of come in here and, you know, eat at the algae and the little minnows and whatnot. But yeah, there's frogs everywhere here. So we got a cloud rolling in front of the sun right now. But yeah, let's make our way back up to camp without getting distracted by any more frogs and squirrels. Try not to wreck myself on these rocks. Oh, there was another one. The last trip, the last camping trip, I I ended up wrecking myself. I fell, which was hilarious. There was a clip that I filmed, almost fell again. There was a clip that I filmed during that video after I had fallen. And if you guys are not sure what I'm talking about, it was the camping trip that I went out on during a thunder and lightning storm. And I fell the next day leaving in a hole, in a crevasse, actually, a split between two rocks. I was totally fine. I didn't get hurt. I actually laughed the entire time. I was holding this camera, the Osmo Action, or the Pocket 3, sorry. But I filmed the clip afterwards, and I wasn't paying attention to what the camera was recording. I just pressed the record button. Every time, I filmed like 5 clips, probably 6. And every time I was pressing the record button, I was actually stopping the record. And every time I was stopping the record, I was actually starting the record. Wasn't paying attention because when I fell, I assumed the camera was off. It was actually on. So what I had mentioned was, if anyone's wondering the durability of the Pocket 3, it's really good. I fell on top of it and it's still working really great. So yeah, a couple clips got lost in there. Yeah, we'll just agree to disagree. But anyways, the tent is looking really good. Let's talk about these products real quick. All right, so coming into the Jeep, you guys will recognize this light, or you should recognize this light. This is one of the pedal style lights. I'm trying to do this with one hand. This is one of the pedal style lights that I often use hanging up here in the Jeep or in the tent. Very bright. I bring these hiking very, very often. So I'm actually going to be hanging one of these. I usually hang one right there. And that'll just kind of dangle there, light up this entire area. Sometimes I actually hang it off of these zipper pulls up here when I have the awning, which lights up this entire table area for cooking and doing certain things. Or I'll actually clip it onto that rack right there on the tubular steel. Either way, it lights up the area. But the new product that I have, I mean, I do have 2 of these with me this evening, where I have the Jeep and the tent. The products I want to talk about are these down here. So check this out. Okay guys, so the products I want to talk to you about are 2 identical lights. One's green, one's tan. The interesting thing is there's no branding on this. So a company contacted me, they wanted me to take a look at the products. I said, sure. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just like receiving products, and if I like them, I use them. And this is one that I actually really, really like, and I think you guys are gonna love this. So no brand. I will dig my best to find a brand. They're not on the market yet, is the thing. However, they open. Pretty cool, right? So a little stand. There are holes in this, so you could put these included tent pegs in the ground to hold it up. The reason why, check this out. Trying to get this, oh, try not to wreck the tent or the awning. Trying to get the whole thing in frame here. That is about 3.5 feet. Okay, so it opens up like that, but it gets a little bit more interesting because these pedals open. Now, right now they're all pointing up. Well, you can rotate them sideways, down. You can then tip it up for a reading light. And these are all individually controlled. What I mean by that is, let me collapse it down just so I can get it all in frame. If I turn it on, one pedal comes on at a time, not all of them. If I press the button again, another pedal comes on, and so on, and so on. So right now, all 4 pedals are on, as you guys can see. We can rotate them sideways, downwards. We can rotate them up like that. What's more interesting is if I'm sitting in a chair, this right here is literally a camp light. It will light up the whole camp. If I don't need all of them on, let's say I have this in my tent and I just need one on, I could turn just that one on and put it next to my cot and angle it and have it as a reading light or a desk light. Or if I just want to light up the roof of the tent, I could point it the other way and light up the roof. If I want to light up a wall of the tent, I could tip all these down and point that up. So it's going to light up that wall. Really awesome. Now it gets a little bit more involved here in that that is on. I'm going to collapse it again so it's all in frame. If I go through, it'll cycle 1, 2, 3, 4. So all 4 are on right now. We can increase or decrease the brightness. So right now it's barely on. It is on, but barely. Brighten it, brighten it, brighten it, brighten it, individual clicks, right? Also, we could change the light. So that was warm. This is more white light. We could do a combination light, a flash, an SOS, or back on steady. Now, cycling it off, there's a flashlight on the very top of it. There's a lot of modes in this thing. This is awesome. It is also a battery bank. So it does have a USB-C charge for input, and it has a regular USB for output. So you can charge your phone, your headlamp, all kinds of things with this. And then it just collapses down, nice and simple, just like that. You can have the lights facing in, or you could rotate them facing out if that's how you wish to store it. The bonus of having them all facing in is if you do grab it, and you just want a little bit of light, like a little bit of searchlight, but you don't want to be blinded, you can do that. If you want one pedal, sorry, I was trying to figure it out here. If you want one pedal and you just want to hold it like this and just kind of light up an area, you could do that. You can set it down like that and literally be working with something and have one light there. So it's a really cool product. I actually dig these a lot. So I'm going to be using these tonight for the very first time out camping. I've been using them at home, but I haven't used them on camera. I haven't brought them out camping yet. So I'm excited to see what you guys think about these. There's also LED indicators showing how much life is left in it. So right now it's fully charged. I got 4 bars. Very, very cool. So I have 2 of these. The green one does do a white light. It does a warm light, but it also does an orange light. So like orange, like bright orange. I can show that to you really quick, guys. Hold on a sec. Reach this one here. So this green one, like orange, like military, almost like bug light orange. Like very bright. It also goes to flashlight mode. Oh, sorry, on, right, mode button. So let's turn them all on. Going through the mode, it goes to white, it goes to warm, and then it goes back to that orange. Now this flash is an orange, the SOS is an orange, and the constant is an orange. So that's the difference between the two. Very, very handy, same operation, same open. You know, and there's a tripod thread there too, so I can thread it to the tripod and mount it on a tripod if I really want to. But those 2 lights, I'm super stoked to use. Let me know what you guys think right now. And you guys will have to check out the video on Lone Wolf 902 and me using them in a camping situation, because I'm going to light that tent up tonight with those lights. Super stoked with those. So here's another look at those lights. Kind of a detailed shot. You guys can see pedal action here. Open, rotate, rotate all the way down. All the way up. Awesome lights. I love those 2 things. The only thing is you can't hang them. I mean, you can hang them if you want to rig up a string very easily. These ones are already hangable, but they can't do what this does. So these are super, super bright. They're a lot bigger, but they're a lot brighter as well. Okay, so that's a little bit of a sneak peek behind the scenes of some new gear. I also have another product I'm looking at right now. It's actually the Nature Hike table that I'm using to eat off of. I don't think I've used this in a video yet. I could be wrong. I've used it out camping before, but I don't know if I filmed it. So I'll give you guys a really quick look at this. Absolutely love it. It's aluminum top, super easy to set up, very, very packable. Aluminum top, meaning you can put the Trangia alcohol stove on there. It's not going to burn, like it's not a wooden or mesh top table. You can light a fire on that and it's going to do its thing. You know, it's not going to damage the table. Obviously not a campfire on it, but you can drop a match on it. It's not going to get ruined. So check this out. So here's the Nature Hike table. You guys can see right there the branding Nature Hike. Yeah, you guys get the idea there. It's a pack down table. Really cool, all aluminum. It packs up in kind of like this accordion fashion. So it folds like that. And then all of the skeleton pieces come apart and basically break down just like tent poles would. So very cool, super easy to set up. Like I said, it's aluminum, so do a lot of cooking on top of it, and it just snaps into those end pieces there. My Jeep has 35-inch tires, so that'll give you a size comparison there. So very decent sized table, and super thrilled that it's aluminum top. Very cool. It's not going to rust either. All the poles and everything are aluminum, so it's good for snow. It's good at the ocean, salt air, all that stuff. The chair is same idea, all aluminum legs. This guy swivels, which is actually pretty cool. I've been using this for a very long time. That's made by RTSEC. I'll give you guys a look at the brand right there. This packs down very small. Awesome chair with a very, very supportive back. I do have a burn hole in mine, as you guys can see right in the butt portion, a little burn hole from a campfire. Still works really well though. The scuttle system, I've got the pan turned upside down right now on it, just in case it rains or whatever. I don't want the burner to get logged full of water. But this guy I found on Amazon, I think it was like $99. It comes with that pan, believe it or not. So the legs, the burner, the hose, everything you see there, except for the mosquito repellent, the cup and the bottle. So the legs, the burner, the pan, the hose, everything for about $99 Canadian. So I was really happy with that. Works awesome. And I think that's probably about it. One thing I will mention that is very dangerous, which I just noticed I didn't do yet. That gas jug up there right now is full of gasoline. And I'm going to be lighting a campfire right there. So what I like to do whenever I have a fire next to my Jeep or any vehicle and I've got gasoline on it, I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put it on top of the front tire underneath the fender. And this is what I do quite often. I'll give you guys a look over here. I already have some garbage items sitting here. That garbage I'm not going to burn. I'm actually going to be putting that inside the Jeep. I've just been working in the Jeep right now, so I don't want to put it inside and I don't want it around where Boomer's going to get into it. But that gas jug is going to go right there on top of the tire. And that's where it's going to stay, far away from the fire, so I don't have to worry about that exploding. There is a lock on that. So I'll come right up here. And I found these on Amazon as well. So there's a lock in there. So I just got to unlock that, undo the T-handle, take that gas jug off, and we'll be good. Also, coming over here, which is another really important thing that I think every Jeep should have, is a locking gas port. Key on there, just because they're so exposed. I mean, you don't want people siphoning your gas or putting things in your gas tank, either in a city or in the woods. So that is a good upgrade. Also, another thing, coming over here to my cell phone, I got this here for emergency messages, locking hinges. So I think mine are unlocked. Yeah, mine are unlocked right now because I was actually in here. Mine, I have these limb risers that I made. So I made these. What happens is when you're driving through the woods and you got branches that are laying across, they basically hit this and these wires push the branches up and over your vehicle. So these are limb risers. Right now my hinge won't come undone because it's hitting that. So I just have to undo this with a wrench, relax that, and then get that out of the way. And this hinge will open up. Right now it's unlocked. Jeep's stock is just a rubber piece that hooks on. I highly recommend switching to those. Found those on Amazon, very affordable, very cheap. This guy can slip off. I just have to relax that. But this one, the hole's drilled in a different spot, so I can actually undo this without taking this off. I just have to relax the cable and move it out of the way. Right now they're unlocked. I have the key. I was already doing some work into there, checking a few things yesterday, so I do need to lock those back up. But I highly recommend lock for that, lock for the gas, and lock for any gas that you have stored up on your rack there. So a little bit of a pro tip there, and hopefully, you know, help someone out there. Maybe you didn't think those products existed, but they do. Another really awesome thing while I'm at it, I don't know if this will open because it's quite corroded. I'm gonna have to spray with WD-40. Yeah, so this little pull pin, if I had two hands available right now, I'd be able to pull that out, and this step falls down. There's also a bottle opener built into it there and down there. Let's go to the other side because the other side is actually undone. I was standing on it earlier. I do need to WD-40 though. So that just swings down. You guys can see that. That pin locks it in, swings down. That's a step. So I can stand there and stand up on top of the Jeep. Use that as a step. That is a factory bolt-on, not a factory bolt-on, but a bolt-on aftermarket that bolts right onto your hinges to your door. Highly recommend those. Awesome. Those have saved my butt so many times from getting things off the Jeep rather than climbing up and over. I do have steps on my roof rack, which is awesome, but that for the front, I highly recommend those. So a little bit of info about Jeeps. The reason why I chose a Jeep, I should probably mention this. The reason why I chose a two-door Jeep more specifically, I'm in the woods a lot. I pretty much live in the woods. And having a big van or a big truck, I have big trucks, it's hard to turn around. So when you're in these trails, not only is it hard to turn around, but some trails are just too tight of turns. Large truck is just a nightmare. So the Jeep being two-door, it is so nimble to get in and out. This is a 6-speed manual, which I love as well. It is re-geared. It is not factory gearing. So I can actually crawl at about 10 kilometers an hour in 3rd gear. This thing is geared extremely low, and that's in 2-wheel drive. That's before even going into 4 or 4 low. So when this thing's in 4 low in 1st gear, I can let off the clutch, not even touch the gas. Just slowly let off the clutch. It'll start driving by itself in 4 low. It will climb hills in 4 low, not even touching the gas pedal. So that's how low this thing is geared. I don't remember the exact gear ratio that I put in there. I'll have to get back to you on that. I have it written down. The reason why I don't remember is because I actually switched transfer cases and I went back and forth between ratios. But anyways, 35-inch tires, a little bit of a lift in there, extremely low gearing. So yeah, it's very, very nimble. A 6-speed manual gives me a lot of control in snow and ice and slippery conditions to basically run it in low gear. Get out without spinning up a whole lot, but turning around is huge. Driving this compared to a large truck, for me, this is like driving an ATV. I could turn around almost anywhere. So this thing is super nimble, very small, easy to get in and out of spots. Just makes it really, really fun to explore and not have to worry about a really big turnaround spot. So it saved me in a lot of exploratory trips. This thing has done me really, really well. Storage is kind of not the greatest, and that's the reason why I took the rooftop tent off the top. As you guys will notice, just the awning. I could throw firewood up there. I could throw larger hot tents, all kinds of gear up top if I'm doing extended trips, which is really helpful. So having a look at the tent, I know this is a lot for you guys to digest, but I'm just trying to get as much in your guys' head right now while I'm here, because I do have to get back to filming my other video. Like I said, this is from Pomoly. This is the Pomoly X4 Pro. The Pro meaning all those triangle mesh panels you guys are seeing right there. That is only available in the Pro. And there you guys have the Pomoly branding. This has 3 doors. One here, one way over there on the other side, and then one right over here. Stove jack, obviously it's a hot tent. So like I was saying, there's a stove jack here. The zipper is actually right there to gain access to the stove jack, which is right up and under there. This top umbrella piece can come off. The tent is waterproof without that. Let me double check that actually, because I think the Pro, yes, okay, it is. I have another tent where the umbrella top comes off and the top is actual mesh like this. This tent is not. This tent is solid panels. It is waterproof, but they added an umbrella up there. A lot of people recommended it just for ease of mind, I guess. I don't know why, because the tent's already waterproof. But now it's even more waterproof, which you can't argue with that. 3 kickstand vents right there. So you guys can see there's one vent that is actually open right now. There's a mesh under there. I did place rocks on the snow skirts down here just because I did not bring the floor. And if bugs want to fly under there and go in the tent, they could. Right now the snow skirt's down. It makes it really difficult for them to get in, including him. He's begging to get in there. Boomer, you want to go in the tent? Do you want to go in the tent? All right, let's go. Let's have a look. Bring you guys inside with us. He's just raring to go. Go on. Okay, so this is a bonus because I did not bring the floor, so I'm not worried about his nails or an inflatable mattress. Of course, he's going to jump up on me right now and stretch out. All right, so I did build Boomer a little bed down here. I gave him my really thick wool sweater. I got a couple of the stuff sacks for the cot and whatnot. There's also a down sleeping bag right in there. That's going to go down here as well. That near zero mummy bag is what I'm going to be using because it's not going to be that cold. I've already got a built-in pillow and I've already got an insulated cot. So I'm like luxury camping on this trip. So Boomer's going to sniff it out, check out his room. Coming in here and sitting on the cot. It's very important that you guys take note of what is happening right now. And what that is total epicness. Now you know what it looks like. So I pitched the tent in this fashion because the door's straight out there, the fire's right there, the Jeep's right there, and the lake's right there. So I have a full view of everything that's going on. The door, now all of these are going to get zipped shut tonight, just in case it rains. And, you know, if someone does happen to venture down that little trail in front of the Jeep, I don't want people perving on me while I'm sleeping. And also, you know, a little bit of wind. So it's nice to have the windows and everything zipped shut for nighttime. The vents, the kickstand vents, I'm going to leave open. And yeah, I think it'll be super, super comfortable here. I know you guys can't hear it because I'm using the mic 2 DJI mic here, which is really good for voice, but the creek behind me, I can hear it babbling. That sound is incredible. And I've never been here before, but I'm going to assume that there may be a loon out on that lake later on, hopefully. Just epic in here, guys. I mean, like, look at this. Pretty awesome. Loads of light in here. I love it. And if I did have a wood stove, it would be positioned right in front of the door. So you guys can see the front door. There's the stove jack up there, that triangle piece. And then right up top, this is a gear net storage. Like I was saying, the roof is a solid panel, but there is a very nice, generous size of a gear loft there. And then the triangle vents, which you guys can see right there, is unzipped and open. The small one, the little kickstand vent right there. But the big windows are awesome. I mean, this is a great tent. If you were out hunting and you were using this as like a 360-degree blind to actually like watch a field or something, like this would be great for hunting, hands down. Really great. And like I said, there is a mesh inner that comes with this tent, or at least you can get it as an accessory. There's little eyelets. I'm not sure if you guys are picking that up in the corner, the little black thing there. And there's one right there in between the zipper pulls. There's plastic eyelets there. And there are buckles way down in the corners to click in a floor. And there's an apron down there as well, which really helps seal this in the wintertime. This little guy right here is begging to come up on this cot. I know you are, aren't you? Yeah? All right, so before he jumps up on that cot, I'm gonna get him out of there because he's a little dirty right now. Boomer, come. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there he goes. Gonna bribe you out of the tent. Ah! Oh, I don't want him jumping on the cot. His feet are muddy. Filthy muddy. He was chasing squirrels and jumping in the lake, and right now he's filthy dirty. So we'll get that situated later on, get him all cleaned up, and he'll be able to go in there. But for now, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from filming all together, and then I'm going to dive into the other video, get this campfire going shortly, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. All right, guys, so sunset is finally here. Looking out across the lake right now, epic. I got the whole campsite lit up. Campfire is rocking away, guys. Pretty awesome out here. So we've got most of the stuff in the Jeep cleaned up. Boomer's inside of the tent right now, trying to get a little bit of a snooze on his makeshift bed. This vibe out here, on point. Absolutely on point. Take a walk down to the lake here, show you guys what the sunset's looking like. And we did have loons, which is really awesome. They're still out there. They're calling every now and then. Oh, wow. And this little crescent moon just poking out. Incredible. Check this out. So just coming out here on these rocks. Man, epic out here. Got the moon way out there, a little crescent moon way up top left corner. Beautiful sunset. Even got a little reflection of the moon on the water. Wow, this is great. Pretty awesome. Looking back into the forest. That's an epic looking camp. I'm just picturing what it'll be like paddling in to this camp after sunset of fishing out there on the lake. Coming in here with like a kayak. I got the tent set up over here. Campfire, got all these lights. Jeep awning. Yeah, this is definitely what I like about off-roading and overlanding. Beautiful, beautiful out here. Couldn't ask for a better landscape. All right, guys, it is the next day and I just finished packing up everything in the Jeep. Got Boomer over here. He's not looking too happy. He's chasing squirrels and really wants to get back out. But we've got a lot of things to do today. I've got to get the Jeep fired up, get it warmed up, make sure everything is cleaned up inside so nothing's going to go crazy, banging around, smashing windows and things like that. I am going to explore some more trails today. I'm not going to film a whole lot of it though, because I'm going to be on my phone. I got my GPS up right now. So I'm going to be following some topographical maps and some GPS imagery just to kind of poke around some of these roads to explore other options for other camping trips and seasonal trips. This location here, I feel I can get into in the wintertime, fingers crossed. So I like marking that out on my map and taking photos just so I can remember what those spots look like. That way I know how to get in there, what kind of gear I can bring, ease of access and things of that nature. So for maps, what I use is a combination of Google imagery, Google Maps, and an app that is free. It's literally called Offline Maps. So if you go in the Google store, it should be a little picture of a map with a blue flag and a red flag. Offline Maps. That's actually the title of it. I use that, and you can download all kinds of free apps or free maps to go with that app from Esri, from Bing, from Google, all kinds of things. And I use all different layers, and you can save areas of that map for offline use. So if I am at a cell phone reception and I save like a 20-kilometer square at home or wherever I am with service, when I get out here, that area will be saved, and it allows me to put real-time tracking. It shows all kinds of information. I could drop waypoints, all kinds of things. So that's my plan for today. I just wanted to touch base with you guys, let you know everything in camp is cleaned up, ready to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have more questions, let me know down in the comment section. I know a lot of you viewers are enjoying this behind the scenes and a little bit more information rather than what I put into my film on Lone Wolf 902. This is more of a relaxed vlog channel, so easy to convey that kind of information to you guys. So like I said, until next time, peace out, and I'll see you in the next adventure.